Look, you've spent a long time trying to assess Putin's plans and intentions for a variety of reasons. Based on what you know about his mindset, what do you think he imagines is an off-ramp, if there is one for him in this Ukraine conflict?
Well, I don't think that he's even thinking in those terms. So Putin is a guy, he started this war, in my opinion, to distract all of his people from his own failings, from his kleptocracy and from all the theft of over 22 years. He thought that it would be a 3-day war and he would be glorious and have an 85% approval rating. He's now stuck in this war. And Russia as a country, it's like a criminal enterprise. It's like the mafia. And if the mafia boss shows any sign of weakness, any sign of compromise, any sign of negotiation, then somebody else says, I should be the mafia boss instead of that guy. And Putin understands that. And he also understands that if he's not the mafia boss, if he's not the president of Russia, he'll go to jail and he'll probably die. So for him, he has no off-ramp. He's stuck in a corner. He's placed himself in this corner, and his only option is just to continue to escalate. And so, and the other thing that's really important to understand about these guys is that he doesn't do humiliation well, and he has been humiliated. He's lost 140,000 troops, half of his tanks. And so he's got to come up with something to make himself look invincible, powerful, sadistic, to make us all reassess the sort of pathetic view that we now have of him as a weak warrior.
So what should be the response then, Bill? I mean, the administration is expected to announce new sanctions on about 200 Russian people and entities this week. Those sanctions reportedly will target Russian governors, the families of Russian government officials. They'll also include defense targets and tech firms. Is that enough? What do you think the reaction from the United States should be?
Well, I think the United States should give the Ukrainians the F-16 jets that they're asking for. I think the United States and the allies should give as much military hardware as the Ukrainians are asking for. They need this stuff. And then on top of that, I think that we should seize the frozen $350 billion of assets that are currently in our custody. These are Russian assets, Russian central bank assets, and that money should be diverted, seized, and sent to Ukraine so they could then support themselves both militarily and financially. The sanctions are also very important, but all of these things need to be done in unison.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. You've said you think Vladimir Putin is the richest person in the world.
He is indeed. There's no question. And he holds his money in the custody of oligarchs. Yeah. So when you see an oligarch is worth 20 billion, the oligarch really is only worth 10. The other 10 belongs to Putin. And so we should continue to sanction oligarchs, to go after their proxies, nominees, family members, as we're doing.